Greetings, phoners. Welcome to another MTGA NerdPhil video where we are doing some Strixhaven Standard. Today's a little bit more of a throwback, but we got some new addition, new update to this deck as well, Golgari Death Touch. So if you want to see more stuff like this, you know what to do, right? Be sure to hit that subscribe button, gives you a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, save it easier time finding me in the future. A lot of you guys are actually not subscribers, so if you guys want to just catch me more in the future, just hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 300 subscribers. So it'd really help me out. And you can catch me live on Twitch, usually streaming from 7:30 to 10 or 11. Sometimes a little bit earlier, just depending on my day. But yeah, doing some MTG, RPG, occasionally some Valorant. So if you want to catch me there, see me do some there was some crazy stuff happening. So yeah, be a great place to check me out. So question of the day. What was your thought on Golgari Death Touch? Did you hate it at the time? Did you like it? Did you think it was kind of whatever, balanced, overpowered? Let me know what your thoughts were. I actually thought it wasn't that busted. It's definitely a hard win condition for the opponent to kind of work around, but it's definitely still manageable. I think a lot of decks can still work its way around it, and I don't think it was overpowered by any means. That's why you don't see it in the meta all that much, but we're going to bring it back and see how it does. So let me show you what we're working with. So 3 Blood Chief's Thirst for the removal. This is pretty good in the current meta because a lot of meta decks play a lot of mana cost creatures. 3 Foul Marnites, flexible, can be a 1-drop to get the poison counters going, or it can draw us a card. 3 to Druid Bite Blades for another 1-drop. 3 Heartless Axe for the removal. 4 Finn because this is our poison win condition. 3 Shovels. Shovels are alright in this deck, but putting a counter is a bit of a nombo with Heartless Act, but still getting some sort of advantage if the opponent's creature dies is pretty good. 4 Hooded Blightflings because this is kind of another win condition, draining with all our creatures. Nighthawk Scavenger for the Flying Death Touch lifelink. Very good card, good against mono red specifically. Eat to Extinction for the removal, and we're playing this over Extinction Event because we are a creature heavy deck. Questing Beast, because Questing Beast, I don't think I really need to explain that much about Questing Beast at this point. And we've got a new addition with Professor Onyx because, you know, she's going to teach our opponents today that you don't mess with Death Touch. You know, you just don't mess with Death Touch. It's just not a good idea. 3 Symbiosis, 3 Aghanim's Awakening, 4 Castle Lockwings, 4 Swamps, 5 Forests, 2 Temple of Miladies, and I'm not going to use a rare Wildcraft card to make it a matching set, and 3 Fabled Passage. So overall, I would say this deck is still pretty good in the meta. It handles itself well against aggro decks because you have early drops. They can trade with creatures, and you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Of course, we want the Finn to get in there, but we have other win conditions at the end of the day, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But this hand I actually will keep. Very surprisingly, it has 2 lands. One of them scries, so I think it's okay. It's a very risky hand for sure, but it's not terrible. I'm going to go ahead and keep that. That is fine. I can actually hold up a Blood Chief's Thirst. Probably going to use it right here. Yes, we are. That is an easy decision. I do not want the opponent to take off with mono white Magecraft. I'm willing to bet that's what it is. And we will search for a green to get Questing Beast online. So let's grab that green. And what's awesome is that we can either play Nighthawk Scavenger or another Blood Chief's Thirst. Okay, so we're not going to play the Blood Chief's Thirst, but this is fine. So, hey, you're a Vigilance Flyer. I'm not worried about it. I actually don't even play Snowlands because of people like you. This is slightly annoying, but not too bad. Not sure why my Extinction Event is starting to cost more. I think there's a glitch going on here, actually. Oh, non-creature spells. Okay. Sure. So, what we can do... I'm going to go ahead and play Finn here. And then I'm going to attack with the Nighthawk Scavenger. Perfect. And... I think I'm going to get rid of Speaker of the Heavens. Yeah, Feels alright. So I've got 2 cards in my hand that cost 6, so that's a little bit worrisome, but that's... Oh, geez. Okay. Well, oh my god, he's going to make me... That is the most expensive Eat to Extinction I've ever seen in my life. And that ain't no fun. But, not too worried here, honestly. Take 5. Not a big deal. Ooh. So, I think I'm going to play another Nighthawk Scavenger, actually. Just more flyers and, you know... Sure. That's a fairly easy trade for me. I'm not super worried. Huh! Look at all those elite spellbinders. He played 3, top decked another one, so that's super interesting, actually. Sure. That's fine. So super interesting. The opponent has really good top deck skills, but I think ours is just as good. Top decking land's not a big deal. Opponent's doing pretty well in terms of top deck, but I'm okay with our situation. Not gonna lie. All right, sure, perfect. So we're gonna get a black mana here, I believe. So I can actually hold back Finn. I don't need to commit with Finn. I know that helps trigger the Hooded Blightfang, but I don't necessarily want him double blocking. So, well, let's see. If he double blocks, I'm trying to think here. Double blocks gives that protection. He actually has to commit everything, I believe, to double blocking if he wants to get rid of the Finn. He double blocks, gives it protection. He double blocks, trades. Get rid of the... Yeah, no need to commit Finn, actually. I'll commit Finn later. Yeah. Now I can attack with him next turn. Because now the opponent needs to... If I attack with him, there's 3 creatures. Ooh, good top deck from the opponent once again, but don't worry, we've got this covered. I'm not super worried by any means, honestly. Probably attacks with the Redain here? Honestly, you know, if the opponent's going to top deck like that, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. I'm not super worried. Because we'll just draw another one. So the opponent can block with everything. The thing is... Let's see. Yeah, let's just do this. This is fine. So keep in mind, even if we draw a land, we still have Eat to Extinction to play, so it wouldn't be the worst thing, and we get to basically scry with it. So that's pretty good. And give it protection from green, sure. Yeah, either way, if we draw something useful or we top deck a land, I think we have a solid push on the game. And we make him scoop, so you can top deck all the great creatures you want. Poison just kind of... honestly, Questing Beast did a lot of good work there. And keep in mind, that was a tough game, right? Like, 3 Elite Spellbinders, a Redain to stop our Eat to Extinction. Like, woo, I really thought that, like, we might be in a lot of trouble. But, and they were top decking super well. But Poison is just that good. Questing Beast with Poison, crazy combo. Still a crazy combo. Still beats the meta. As I said, does pretty well against Mono White. Does pretty good against Mono Red, as long as Mono Red doesn't get, like, that, like, 3 Fervent Champion starts. I've had that happen to me before. I'm like, well, of course the game's decided. This hand, I'm going to keep it. We're going to draw first. We're going to see if we're going to start with the Scryland or if we're going to start with Druid Blightblade. Either way, I like this hand a lot, actually. To Druid Blightblade with Shovel for the Blightfang. Okay, so the safe thing to do is to, to scry for the land. We want to get to 3 lands as quickly as possible. That is the main goal. Looks like we're playing against Orzhov Cleric, so this will also be a good test run of the deck. So this deck, Cleric of Lifespawn, I always push for it. Great card. It does lose to Death Touch pretty quickly because it doesn't matter how big it is, but, you know, happy to make those trades. Yep, I will be happy to make that trade. Just because I don't want that thing getting any bigger than it needs to. Alright, so did not draw a land, an untapped land, which would have been great because I would love to play Finn and to Druid Blightblade. Or the Hooded Blightwing even, but not in the cards. So we'll just play another shovel. We lost one, we'll play the second one. So next turn, I'm hoping to play the Druid Blightblade with the Hooded Blightwing and then play out Finn. Just get a lot of good stuff going. But yeah, and we also want to stop the opponent from getting too much life. 27 is where we're in big trouble. Sure, we'll do that. So we did not draw a land, but we could still get to play stuff, which is pretty solid. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here. Perfect. So we'll do this. So I should have played the Finn Bear. I thought he would be happy to make the trade, but such was not the case. I'm a little worried about how big these creatures are going to get, but not the end of it. So there's the Anthem effect going to come into play here, but we're okay. Actually not super worried by any means. Okay. So, so here's something we can do here. We can Blood Chief's Thirst right over here. Get to gain some life, draw a card. Still not drawing a land. This is gonna be a rough game, huh? Well, let's do this then. I honestly thought that we were going to be able to draw a land at this point, but such is not the case. So this game, not a good match, honestly. Opponent's at 35 life, so we're not going to be draining them anytime soon. They're doing pretty well in terms of card draw. Yeah, I think they got this on lockdown. Happy to make the trade though, honestly. Might seem weird, but just gotta slow down the opponent as much as you can. Here. No attacks. So at this point, our job is to remove the creatures as quickly as possible. That is our main goal. He's getting in the air. If we draw a land, play 8 to Extinction, we're solid, right? Such is not the case. So our goal is to survive, right? The best way to do that is to get life ourselves. Surprised the opponent didn't block there, but they must have something crazy in their hand. So again, just a land. Just a land is all we need. Can control the board. Okay, they're attacking full out. That probably means that they have something to end the game. Nope, they're just trying to get aggressive. Interesting. 8 to Extinction is all we need. Will you give us a land? Thank you. It's about time. We could win the game flat out, but I feel like they have something in hand. Do I play the safe route? I do not. They have something in hand. I'm gonna wait for them to use it. So I play 8 to Extinction here. We have 8 to Extinction once again, so I'm actually really glad I did not go for the Questing Beast, because I figured they had something that was, you know, oh, well, good thing I drew another Heartless Act, so go ahead and use that. I don't want him making 4/4 Angels at inconsistent bases. That was a pretty good top deck from the opponent. We are chipping away at their life at a very slow pace. There's Heliod, but nothing too good there, honestly. Alright. Not too bad. Alright, we're slowly making a comeback here. Slowly making a comeback. That's good. Yeah. And again, we have 8 to Extinction, so even if Heliod comes online, it should be okay. He has Vigilance. Alright, interesting card. Not something I would play necessarily, but so be it. So I'm going to play the Nighthawk Scavenger. I just want something on the board to kind of give me life here. Just kind of put us directly out of the danger zone. Sure. And I'm going to have E2 Extinction in hand. I could even play Professor Onyx, neg 3 her. I'm going to search for a black land. So I'm going to kind of wait. We have E2 Extinction, so we're slowly making a comeback, which is kind of crazy. Like, the opponent is completely out of gas. Gain some life. That is super important. So, you know what? Professor Onyx, let's see what you can do here. I'm going to neg 3.
Under my tutelage, even you can master death.
Alright, we beat Mono White, we beat Orzhov Clerics. This deck is on a roll, I gotta say. I think it's secretly making a comeback. Professor Onyx was there just to give the final lesson, just to say, opponent, you failed your test. You're playing Orzhov Clerics incorrectly. Honestly, Heliod and that Vigilance Lifelink sometimes gets mostly gets Lifelink card. I wouldn't put that in, personally. You gotta kind of commit all into Clerics really to get the full benefit. I see what the opponent's doing. They're trying to be like cute and like trying new stuff. Heliod, I mean, Heliod is a good card, but I just don't think it was the right answer. So this time I am going to mulligan just because I don't want to be... well, I have a turn 1 and a turn 3. Alright, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. I'm okay with... So this will be interesting because the Rune Crab won't be able to block pretty confidently, but we're in a lot of trouble. Let's put it that way. Okay. Wow, I was not going to draw a force for 7 turns, so maybe that's a good thing. Maybe the opponent's secretly helping us out, and they just don't know. But double Rune Crab start, that's probably a loss. We do have Academ's Awakening, so I want to see if I can try and hold that actually as long as I can. Yeah, poking in there for 1 doesn't do a whole lot right now. Of course, if I had a Finn, probably a different story. The opponent probably wouldn't have blocked, but yeah, we're in a lot of trouble. Let's put it that way. We're in a lot of trouble. We're in a lot of trouble for sure. I want to try and hold the Academ's Awakening as long as I can, because if I can get it for even 3, we'll be in such a good position. Hey, not bad. Alright, I'll take it. Probably has a counter here. Yeah, didn't say please. Easy to read. Easy to read. Opponents a little bit more on the mill plan, I guess. Which is good for them. They got the double Rune Crab start, so probably gonna lose here just off that alone. And we did not draw any green source either, so kind of weren't we won't be able to do a whole lot either. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and scoop here. Good game. Good game. Yeah, good game for sure. Double Rune Crab start. I kept the risky hand. Nah, it's gonna happen, right? So, like that kind of deck is like, sure, go ahead, play your non-interactive deck, get that crazy Rune Crab start, but, you know, whatever. I'm here to have fun, and I am, because I just beat 2 meta decks, and the 2 meta decks did extremely well, and I kept the risky hand at the end of the day. So, what we've learned here is that you probably need both your colors in your opening hand, right? It's probably not worth it to keep all monocolored hands, which has been happening to me quite frequently. In this case, it's not. So again, this is why I say play your dual modo lands as much as you can, because it really does look at the randomizer and say, randomizer, I know you tried to screw me over, but you actually failed. So I always try to, that's just my opinion. And I know this hand seems weird to keep, but it's actually pretty reasonable to keep. So I'm going to go ahead, actually grab a block source now, so that's pretty nice. Because we're a little bit more heavy on the swamps, and we need the double black for the Nighthawk Scavenger as well. So, oh, opponent's playing some weird stuff here. I'm not really sure what they're playing. I always try to hold Academ's Awakening as possible. I don't really care about the Symbiosis, but it's a card at least that you can play as a land, so it's pretty nice in that aspect, right? Looks like we're playing against Dimir Control. So, We want them to do everything on their main phase before our main phase 2. That's how you usually beat control. Try to psych him out just a little bit. Looks like this is some variant of that. So even though Nighthawk Scavenger is only going to be a 1 power in the air, what's important is that it's a flyer, and if he is playing some creatures, most likely they're not going to be on the ground. So I'm pretty happy with this outcome. Gonna get a more. Love it. Perfect. I like what I'm seeing. Probably has a counterspell here? No, not even. Interesting. Very interesting. There's multiple ways to play this. I was definitely thinking about playing some protection spells just because against control decks. But I decided removal was a little bit more important in the meta. Wow, looks like the opponent could not draw land, so that's pretty rough. Ah, sorry opponent. That stuff does happen. You know, it does happen. So this is also why I do like to play protection spells, but not much we can do there. I'm just gonna have to kind of let it be. We may end up drawing a card and taking 5 just for the aggression. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna do it. Sounds crazy, but we're here to be crazy, man. Yep. Nothing particularly useful as expected, but that's okay. I'm okay with that, honestly. Opponent probably has another kill spell. I'm gonna draw a card. Lose a life. I don't think I'm worried about a creature. And I want to draw a card here. Okay. It's not the worst card to get negated, honestly. I have other cards. Win our turn. So we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Not the worst, not the best. The opponent's been mana screwed, so that's a little bit helpful. If they did not have the poison the cup, we would have won the game a while ago. But the opponent should be playing stuff like that regardless, honestly. Okay, we are getting a little flooded here, which is unfortunate. But I mean, as long as we can provide some sort of pressure, I'm okay with that. So against control decks, this hand is looking pretty awful. So we kind of drew the wrong portion of our decks, right? We did not draw our creature portions. We did not draw. We drew one draw. We drew one Foul Mower Knight, but yeah, we did not draw Professor Onyx. So we drew the wrong portion of our deck. So well, unfortunate, but that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to, right? I mean, we do play them for a reason. And I suspect he will play a Planeswalker or a creature at some point. So it's not the worst thing in the world. So I don't think I can take 5 here. That's a little too risky. Yeah, I'm just kind of... I drew all the removal part of my deck. So kind of silly, but here we are. Normally this hand would be pretty good though, honestly. Like if it was a creature deck, we'd be doing fantastic. Sure. This is fine. I'm suspecting he'll like draw a land and play Ashiok, which like we have all the answers for that. Right. So he kept 2 on top, probably a land, and then probably an Ashiok. Again, those are fine. We have answers to those. I mean, if we're really gonna win with a 1/1, we'll win with a 1/1, right? I mean, that's... Oh, you know what? He's actually looking for extra turns here with what did you call it? Alren's extra turn thingamabob. So, well, I mean, we're just gonna keep waiting then. I'm in not a rush. Cool. Draw more lands. So he doesn't have a removal spell. That's important to note, because there was no slight pause to my knowledge, unless you press skip turn all the way. We might have to draw a card at this point. This is going a little too slow. We start losing to control players this way. This is a saw it coming. Do I take 6 though? That's kind of crazy. He's looking. He's like, what the heck does this guy have? You know what? So we drew all our non-creature portions of our deck. So all our creatures are at the bottom currently. So this is going to be a rough game. MTG is doing everything in its power to keep the great Hungary country in the winnings as much as possible, which is fine. You know what? I'm okay with that, because if we win, that really means that we're just that much of a better deck builder, that much of a better player. Just, you know, that's just how it is. So opponent, you are getting very lucky right now, but you're in for a rude awakening. Trust me. Once you start playing down creatures, which you have to do at some point, you're not going to really have many on the field, because I have 6 removals. 2 of them for your planeswalkers, which I know you have. So, good luck. My 1/1 is going to get me there, apparently. Yeah. Castle Lockwind is a good balance card, though. Like, it'd be kind of crazy if, like, you could do it for just... Sure. That doesn't really mean that much to me. Sure, another 1/1. Opponent's in trouble. We've sped up the clock twice as much. So here, before blocks are declared, every point of damage matters at this point. You know what? And it gets us closer to like Questing Beast and, you know, other stuff. If we draw an Agadeem's Awakening, which we also have 2 more of. So there's a lot of cards actually that can get us there to the victory that we need. I'm holding up E to Extinction as much as I can, just because I know that there's a Planeswalker. That's an Auron's Epiphany or whatever it's called for sure. So we just gotta try and speed up the clock as much as we can. Alright, and of course we draw land. No big deal. No big deal. More likelihood of us drawing good stuff in the future, right? So, yeah, I'm not super worried by any means. Here, I will use an E2 Extinction. I'm trying to hold it, but, you know, the game is trying to really help our opponent. So really, a Questing Beast will end us the game. So, here's an Auron's Epiphany coming right up for that extra turn. To 2 birds as well, which also creates defenders. Oh, Blood on the Snow. That's not a card I really thought you were going to play. That's fine. That's a little surprising to me. Sure. So, E2 Extinction searches us for a card as well. If I get the opponent to use a counterspell too, that'd be great. Shovel does not really help us out here, so I know it's a creature, but it really doesn't make that much sense to play Shovel. Okay, I mean, this also works. If he wants to counter this, that's really fine. Okay. This is a card. Alright, these are some creatures that provide pressure. I like this. He's really debating about trying to counter this. Okay, now we're drawing to the stuff that matters, right? We're drawing to the stuff that is actually going to provide some threat to our opponent. He's really debating the counterspell. Perfect. I'm okay with that. Because we have a better one, I think. Get this to hold up mana. So this is close, right? Because the game, again, has been giving us the cards that haven't mattered as much right now. Honestly, I think we're doing okay overall. That's probably 3 Auron's Epiphany, so if I can try and speed up the clock a little bit somehow, some way. It's your 4th Auron Epiphany. see. What can we do here? All right, let's try and speed up the clock as much as we can, right? Just every point of damage matters, because once we get to one of our questing beasts, which we have 3 of, Professor Onyx, we're looking solid. Okay, sure, no problem. So 3 Auron's Epiphanies. That does lose to questing beast. Really trying to find a way. Hey, Finn would do it. It's not bad. You know what? This is lethal on the board, so it's not bad. So we're about halfway through our deck. We have not seen a single questing beast, but that just means I'm more likely to top deck it in the future. Professor Onyx would be super helpful as well, just because it gives us card selection. Agadeem's Awakening would be fantastic right now. We would blow out the opponent like crazy. Okay, Nighthawk Scavenger is still a card. Alright, I will use the Heartless Act here. So I should have done that before block, so that was actually a huge mistake, but I know the opponent has a counterspell anyway, so I'm trying to get them to use it. So that was a bit of a mistake. We've lost an extra point of damage that actually could have mattered. But we're going to keep holding on. Again, Agadeem's Awakening, it's going to be huge. Questing Beast, probably going to be huge. Saw the Essence Scatter incoming. Okay, so I think we actually... Do we have enough for... No, we do not. Did I tap incorrectly? Nope. Whew. You removed the spell counter for no reason. Wonder why you did that. Wonder if there's a win condition I'm unaware about. Castle Lockling? Sure. More card draw, honestly. And I know that Nexus is going to come in here. Not really much of a choice now at this point, but... Yep. Nothing I can do at this point. Man, this is a close match. This is a close match. I'm not upset. I'm just a little discouraged that the randomizer knows I have a chance of winning, or the game knows I have a chance of winning, and it's just not allowing me to get there. So I'm going to see if the opponent will tap out here. I know that's an Auron's Epiphany, but they're at such low life total that they do have to be concerned about like how they spend their mana, even on their extra turns, right? So I'm just do the best I can here. I'm not... Professor Onyx, sure. That's not too bad.
Welcome to Witherbloom College.
Actually, puts them on a clock, if anything.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
Could do a Blood Chief's Thirst twice. I'm gonna draw here, because I'm gonna draw a land here. And then we'll need to... Oh, okay, that worked. Sure, we'll take 4, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna try and bait out a counterspell here. You saw it coming, and then sure. Let's see if they have another one. They do. See if I can beat it out one more time. How did he gain life? He was at 2. How did you gain life? Curious how he gained a life. So I think... I don't know what I missed, but the opponent somehow gained a life that I was unaware about. Oof, this is close if I ever felt like a game was close. He's deciding if it's worth it to keep a counterspell. Keep in mind this gives me one step closer to questing beast. It's the only card we ever really need to win the game at this point. So, or an Agadeem's Awakening. So we're more than halfway through. We've not seen a single questing beast, so they're all at the bottom. Card selection is going to be super important here. Arwen's Epiphany twice. I probably lose here, right? Oh, interesting. He actually went for board wipe. He's afraid of a 1/1 that much. Oh, because he gets Liliana back, of course.
New job, new life, new opportunities.
Okay. Ooh.
There has to be an answer here.
Is it? It's only creatures. Okay. I don't have enough mana to do everything if I draw a questing beast. So the best thing is to bait out a counterspell as quickly as possible. So they have access to 6 mana. Oof, this would be rough. Nighthawk Scavenger. Yeah, try to bait out a counterspell here maybe. Because that's lethal in the air. He has Liliana, of course, but if he counters this, then I have Liliana to play. Either way, this is much closer than anticipated. Only because we didn't draw a creature portion of the deck early on, like we were supposed to, honestly. But I mean, we did use the removal spells; they did come in handy. All right, the opponent has a counterspell here. They're gonna use it. We have to try our best. Alright, they're giving us card selection. That's a little unusual.
Welcome to Witherbloom College, class.
Oh. I think it's actually Agadeem's Awakening. So, unfortunate that... Again, did I see that coming? Yes. Yes. 100% yes. Of course. Of course. You have to expect the worst, right? And what's really unfortunate about this is that we're not going to get a questing beast out of this. So I might, if Liliana is still on the field, but I think it's game over because I think what's going to happen is that Auron's Epiphany is going to happen. And then we do lose the game from there most likely. So just loads of bad luck is what happened, right? So factor 2. Auron's Epiphany. Off to look for the Auron's Epiphany. Yep, perfect. Okay. Oh, right. Gained a life from the Leland. Okay, so in those type of situations, it is super unfortunate. That's what it came down to, right? That that the game was definitely swinging in the favor of the opponent, right? Because we had every chance for a victory. Probably about like 20 turns ago before we got to halfway across our deck. We didn't get there, right? So what does that mean? Might be worth it to up the count of questing beast, which is impossible, right? Because we're playing a full set, right? So what happened there, right? What really happened? I'm not really sure, right? It's hard to say that we're playing too many non-creatures because we literally drew all of them, I believe, actually. We drew all of them before hitting our creatures, right? And our creature count is significantly higher than our non-creature count. So, hard to say, but still a good deck as we beat most meta decks there. And we probably would have been that control deck had we just not drawn our non-creature spells. If we drew them kind of in reverse order like it's supposed to, or a good balance, we would have won that game straight up. So, still a good deck. Try it out if you guys haven't tried it out before. I think it's still got a place in the meta. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that. Again, be sure to watch me on Twitch. More YouTube videos, all that good stuff. So right now up top, YouTube is showing a video of my most recent upload. And then right below that is a video that YouTube thinks you specifically like. Probably a deck you haven't seen me play before. So go ahead, check this video out. Hope you guys enjoyed this longer-esque video. Trying something new. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys like it or not. So thank you all so much for watching. See you for your next NerdPhil.